So, what really drives Elon Musk? I mean, beyond the rockets and the cars, there's this surprisingly deep and honestly kind of startling philosophy about where all of us are headed. In this explainer, we're going to distill that grand vision. We're going to climb his ladder of abstraction, starting with one single core question, and taking it all the way to the nature of reality itself.
Okay, let's just dive right in here, because this one question, it's the key to understanding literally everything that follows. For Musk, all of his ventures, from X to SpaceX, they aren't just businesses. No, they're his attempt to answer this deep philosophical question he's had since he was a kid.
So where did that question lead him? Well, it led to a pretty wild conclusion, one inspired by the sci-fi classic The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The idea is that the universe is the answer. The real challenge for us, for humanity, is to get smart enough to figure out the right questions that ask about it. And to do that, he says, we need to expand our collective consciousness, our shared brain power, basically. Okay, so if your goal is to expand the consciousness of an entire species, how on earth do you actually do that? Well, if you're Elon Musk, you don't just sit around and philosophize about it. The answer is engineering. You build the tools designed specifically to improve the flow of information that connects us all into one big global mind.
And this is a perfect example of what he means. This slide really gets to the heart of his intent for X, what used to be Twitter. He is not interested in creating what he calls a dopamine-generating video stream. The goal is something way bigger, a global town square. It's a place to connect thinkers and writers to act as the nervous system for our collective consciousness.
And this whole idea goes way beyond just social media. It's the exact same principle behind something like Starlink. I mean, think about it. The goal is to bring reliable, high-speed internet to the parts of the world that have been left behind. It's another crucial step in weaving all of humanity together, letting more minds contribute to our collective intelligence.
All right, let's go to the next level, because this is where the vision starts to get really, really wild. See, with a fully connected humanity and these incredibly powerful tools, Musk believes we are standing on the edge of the single biggest disruption in all of human history, the rise of true artificial intelligence.
And here's his prediction. It's a startling one. He believes that in less than 20 years, that's not a lot of time, advances in AI and robotics are going to make work as we know it completely optional for every single one of us.
So this timeline really lays out the radical shift he's talking about. You can see we go from today, where work is a necessity, you got to pay the bills, right, to a future in less than 2 decades where it's more like a hobby, something you do because you want to. And this all leads to what he calls universal high income, a future where basically any goods or services you can think of are available to you.
So, think about what that really means for a second. In a world with zero scarcity, where AI and robots can make anything for anyone, what's the point of money? He thinks our entire economic system, including the very concept of money itself, could just become obsolete.
Right. So if AI can create a world of total abundance, it kind of begs an even bigger question, doesn't it? What is the ultimate nature of the reality we're actually in? This is where Musk's ideas climb to the final, most abstract level, and he starts questioning the very foundation of our existence.
He makes his case with a really simple analogy: video games. Just look at how far they've come. 50 years ago, we had Pong. Just 2 little rectangles and a dot. Today, we have these massive, photorealistic, multiplayer worlds you can get lost in. So he says, just follow that trend, extrapolate it out. It's almost a certainty that civilizations will eventually create simulations that are completely indistinguishable from reality.
So here's the kicker. If there are going to be billions, maybe trillions of these perfect simulations, and only one original base reality, what are the odds that we just happen to be in the original one? Musk's conclusion is that the probability is pretty high that we're not, that we are most likely living inside one of these super advanced simulations right now.
Okay, wow. After that journey to the very edge of reality, Musk brings us all the way back down to Earth. For anyone out there looking to build something useful in this reality, whatever it may be, he has a simple, very practical piece of advice.
This is it. This is the core principle he keeps coming back to for any entrepreneur. Be a net contributor. Be a net positive for society. Your fundamental goal shouldn't be anything other than creating products and services that are genuinely useful to other people.
So the key takeaway is pretty simple. True value, whether it's money or just societal good, is a consequence. It's not the goal itself. If you focus on creating things that are genuinely useful, the money and success, they'll follow naturally. The focus has to be on contribution first.
We've just climbed this whole ladder of abstraction that Musk has laid out. We started with his philosophical question about the meaning of life. We saw how that drives him to build tools to connect all of us, and we followed that logic to a wild future of AI and abundance that challenges everything we think we know about work, about money, and even about reality itself.
And that brings us to the final, really provocative question that his vision leaves us with. In a future of total abundance, where we don't have to work to survive, what do we do? What do we strive for? What will give our lives purpose? And just like that, we're right back where we started, asking that very first question about the meaning of it all.